Hey now, Petey Grizz here. Alright, so I know I've kind of gone off the reservation for a while. Haven't been doing a lot of Swiss Army knives, but I just got something in the mail yesterday that should make all you Swiss Army knife guys a little happy. Yeah, man. So, first of all, we've got this beautiful guy. This is a 1976 to about 1978 Victorinox Explorer, 91mm model with the key ring, all that good stuff. We got that corkscrew, 4-turn fluted, correct for the error. We got that reamer, bam, no sewing eye. Out here we've got a crack in the scales. We got a plastic toothpick. We got our metal tip tweezers. Outstanding. Stainless shield. No longer using the nickel silver shields by this point. First layer. We've got the famous cap lifter. Gotta have a cap lifter. Ain't a multi-tool if it ain't got a cap lifter. And a wire stripper. And a screwdriver. How's it boot that? Then we've got the famous, the patented, the world-renowned Victorinox can opener. The forward operating style with the small flathead or even 2D Phillips tip on there. Great little tool. That's one of their best innovations in my opinion. This was one of the great steps in the evolution of the Swiss Army knife, because adding this Phillips functionality to the base models like the Spartan and stuff, that was a big deal. Especially back, you know, when they came out with that pattern, that design in '51, Phillips screws were gradually becoming more popular till, you know, where they became near ubiquitous. The next layer is the magnifying glass. She's a little dirty, but I ain't mad at it. This is a knife that's been used and cared for, though. It's a little worn out, but it's got the glass magnifying lens with the gray housing. That's the one everybody likes. The other cool thing about these early magnifying glasses is you get a longer screwdriver. You get a longer Phillips screwdriver. When they went to the clear housing, they extended that housing a little bit, and thus they shortened the Phillips a little bit to accommodate that. Next up, we've got them 91mm skizzers. Still working as good as the day they came off the factory floor. Fresh off the showroom floor. Finally, we've got a little pen blade. This one was tipped, so I did a little repair to it. Bet you wouldn't even know that if I didn't tell you. And we've got the main blade. And can you guess that this one was tipped too? I can tell by looking at it. Also, I didn't finish sanding this up. So I kind of just started shooting a video in the middle of doing this, because I was like, oh, this is a cool knife. I should do a video on this. I don't think I've done an Explorer. I might have done an Explorer before. But yeah, I've had this one for I don't know, a couple days now. So, well, a day. But I can't find my other Explorer, which is kind of confusing me. I swear Swiss Army knives just vanish around here. Like, I don't know where they go. There must be a portal to an unknown parallel universe or something, because I have a crate full of these things, and every once in a while there's a knife I know I have, and I just can't find it. So probably sold it or gave it to somebody, but it's so easy to forget that when you've got a crate full of knives. Yeah, got the Officer Swiss tank stamp with the 4-line on the front. The Explorer is one of those classic patterns, very popular. A lot of guys carry this as their EDC. I could see why. Some people will tell you, oh, I don't know what you would do with the magnifying glass, but I mean, I use them all the time. The main thing I use magnifying glasses for is trying to read tang stamps on old knives where it's either lightly stamped or worn off, or it was stamped very small, or it's a small knife with a tiny stamp. Those magnifying lenses are great for that. They're also great for, you know, if you're like in a kayak floating down a lazy river. You know, you can use it for to light your pipe from the sun. It's great for solar hits. It's fantastic. You know, gets you out, feeling nature, letting the sun do the work for you. You don't even got to worry about your lighter getting wet. So that's another great use for a magnifying lens on a knife like this. Next up, we'll compare it to something. Here is a passenger. This one has plus scales because it didn't have scales when I got it. So I just threw on the first set of scales I grabbed, which was plus scales, which is missing a toothpick for some reason. Yep. And the cool thing is I got this passenger for $10. So that was a sweet deal. The passenger is everything the Explorer has minus the scissors, or you can think of it as a Spartan plus the magnifying glass Phillips layer. Either way you want to look at it, or you could look at it as a camper minus the saw plus the magnifying lens. Or it's a Swiss champ without any of the tool. I don't know. You can look at it however you want. I think some people don't understand that these things are modular. Like, they're not, like, you know, I don't think a lot of guys are, like, getting a climber and being like, cool, man, now I can climb Everest. You know, it's, the names are just, they just sound cool. You don't got to put too much stock in them. You just pick out the combination of tools you like. You can make literally any, I can make a knife with just pliers and an opening layer if I wanted, or just a magnifying glass and a Phillips driver. You can make literally, or you can make a knife like the XAVT that has literally everything they've ever made just about on it. You can basically infinitely stack these. It's a modular system. So none of the knives are particularly special or unique because you can just change the parts out from them, except for different errors and stuff. There are different dimension parts, dimension differences in different periods, but that's like more advanced stuff. But if you ever just want to take one of the taste, buy a cheap Swiss Army knife and take that bad boy apart. It ain't rocket science. Trust me, if I can do it, any idiot can do it. So yeah, man, you pop those caps off, you drill the rivets out, bam, and then you go on to I found it on AliExpress. Sometimes I can get it on Amazon or eBay. You get their 2.5 millimeter brass rod and 2.25 millimeter brass rod. The 2.25 millimeter on the 91 millimeters, it does the second and third pin, the two middle pins, and then the outer ones are the thicker 2.5 millimeter. On an 84 millimeter one, it's 2.2 millimeter all the way around. So yeah. And if the 2.2 millimeter, that's the hard one to get. If you want to get into modding, you'll immediately find out that it's a little frustrating finding it. So whenever I find the 2.2 millimeter, I just buy it in bulk. I've got like, I don't know, 6 feet of it right now. So I think that'll do me for a while, considering I use maybe 5/8 of an inch per knife, per pin. So, you know, you're maybe using 2 or 3 inches per knife. So yeah, I'll get a few knives out of the boxes I have. Here's one of the boxes I have. This is the 2.5 millimeter, but they'll come in a package like this. So, I mean, they're basically brazing rods for brazing copper pipe. The important thing is that you got to watch out for a lot of these sellers. They will just list multiple sizes and let you select them, and they only send out one size because they're selling it as brazing rods, so they don't think the size matters that much. So they're like, 2.5, 2.2, what's the difference? Here you go. No, it don't work that way. When you order, a lot of times you'll order 2.2 millimeter and you'll get 2.5. You can just sand it down, but it's just another hassle that I don't want to deal with. So I'll find the 2.2 millimeter. Anyway, I don't know what I'm rambling about anymore. Hit the volcano a little hard this morning. So, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peter Grizz out.